All right. So let's just continue like we were. But now we're going to look at Facebook video view ads. When this came out, this was a big game changer for us in our business and also many of our clients. If we think about traditional TV advertising, would you say traditional TV advertising was, very cost effective, or would you say kind of inefficient? Inefficient. Very expensive. Okay, yeah, maybe that should have been an option 3 in there. Would you say it's laser targeted, or would you say it's quite broad? Broad. Okay, so I think we're seeing not an amazing mix, but with this, so we're paying 3 cents per view to put our message in front of the exact target market, and it really is the exact target market. And like we've mentioned, this is the main way that we're driving cold traffic now, and hopefully you'll see why. Facebook, we spoke about, they want to see you creating value. They want to see you giving good stuff as well as not just asking for offers all the time. And I think, as the internet is maturing, we need to behave in a different way. With the internet, I think we've been spoilt in a little bit of a way where everyone thinks about, it's kind of like harvesting. Everyone wants to harvest right on day one, and no one's willing to plant some seeds, water the garden, wait for a bit of sun, weed it, that kind of thing, and then harvest, and then have a continual crop that just goes and grows and grows. And that's why I think we need to be a little bit more patient. And so I call this patient direct response, where we're just putting really good stuff out into the marketplace, really some of our best stuff, and expecting nothing in return. But we do know that it's going to get a return anyway, but we're putting deposits in people's emotional bank accounts. It just works great. But people, once they've had multiple touches with you, and then they know you, like you, trust you over time, and may want to do business with you. And we spoke about this. The internet is maturing, and we need to have to change with that and plant now, but be willing to harvest later. And ideally, if you can make your advertising be valuable in and of itself, then you can't help but win, which is great. So this was a massive game changer for us, which is these Facebook video view ads. So if it's not like, so I know that was a whole big session on YouTube yesterday. So this is not talking about putting your videos on YouTube. This is talking about taking that exact same video that you've already created and uploading it into Facebook like a post, and then using it that way, or you can do it with the Power Editor. But just look how cheap this is. So here, to show our video to 48,797 people, it's only cost $1,391. So you got to think, would you guys spend $1,300 on advertising to put your marketing message in front of 48,000 of your exact people? Does that sound like a good deal? So it's costing 3 cents a video view in that regard. So like here, this one's 3 cents a video view, this one's 3 cents a video view, this one's 3 cents a video view, and what's this, like 5 cents? I'm a little bit cheesed off about that one, but it's still it's fine. You know what I mean? So what I do with each of these campaigns is I give it like a $3 a day budget or a $4 a day budget. But effectively what we're doing is we're just uploading our videos into Facebook. We're creating, a bit of a headline, sub-headline. There might be a link off to a blog post. So often the way to use this, if I step up here, you might create an awesome video and then create a really, really good piece of content on your website with it. So you might get that video transcribed, that kind of thing. So post your video off to your YouTube channel, which I know you're all familiar with, and then create a blog post on it on your website, and that blog post, has your YouTube video on it, and you've got a whole bunch of really good stuff. So you've now got a definitive blog post on it. Okay, that same video, we're now going to put it into Facebook as a video post over in FB. So it's here and here, and then we're going to start advertising this thing using video view ads. And in this here, we're going to have a link that points over to our quality blog posts, and we're going to hopefully try and get them over to there. If they don't go over there, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you. Remember, we know 95% of people aren't going to take the action that we want them to take, so we don't care. We always plan against that. So is anyone lost so far of what we're doing? We've got a good video. We've put it up into YouTube. We've created a really good blog post out of it. I use a service called speechpad.com, which is speechpad.com. That's how I get my YouTube videos transcribed and turned into content that can go, below here. And now we're going to do these, video view ads to promote it. Lost my clacker. We spoke about if someone hits your website, you can add them to your remarketing list, okay? But where this gets even sexier than that is Facebook automatically builds an audience of these people. Okay, so that means now if they watch just 3 seconds of your video, you can add them to your remarketing list without them having to hit your website, without them having to leave Facebook. Does that make sense, how smart that is? So that's like a big, big game changer. So we're adding, when I was saying, 48,000 people added, that watched our video for $1,300. But what we really did was we built a remarketing list of 48,000 people who were interested in our stuff for $1,300. Okay, so if you imagine that compared to an email list, it's pretty really good. So normally they have to get over to your website to get onto your remarketing list. Here, they've only got to watch 3 seconds of your video. It's actually in the process of changing to 10 seconds. It's about to be 10 seconds. But that'll actually mean lower ad cost anyway, so it's no problems about that. So they're automatically added to an audience. So then all you do is add those audiences. It might say, video 1 watched and video 1 completed, and you add those audiences to your remarketing list now. So then now we're saying, okay, we want to show our remarketing ads to anyone who hit our website but who didn't get to our, inquiry thanks or our purchase thanks, plus anyone who watched our videos. And so we've just got a much, much bigger list of people to send them to. So we're building a remarketing list, for just 3 cents a person is the way that it works out. Okay, so now with this traffic, we want to 3-step them. So ideally, they see our video view ad and they watch like 3 seconds a minimum of it, or it's about to be 10 seconds of it. In a perfect world, we want them to click over to that supporting blog post. There's a link there. We want them to click over to that supporting blog post. And if we've done a good job of designing our blog, it should have calls to action on it so that they can then grab things off our landing page, like grab your lead magnet, whatever it is, high perceived value that you're going to give away. But we know 95% of people aren't going to do this, so that's why we always plan contingencies. Okay, so what about if they didn't click over to our blog post? That's okay. They watched our video view ad, and then they start to see our remarketing ads now. Do you remember, for our other products or services? So we've got contingencies in place, and then hopefully they end up over on our landing page, and we get them on our database, and we market to them again that way as well. But what about if they didn't respond to that ad? Because we know 95% of people aren't going to do that. Do you see how I approach everything? We know 95% of people aren't going to do this, so what can we do about it? So if they didn't like that ad, doesn't matter. We're going to show them the next remarketing ad for the next product or service or piece of exchange value. And if they didn't like that one, it doesn't matter. And you get the gist. It goes on and on and on. So that, remember the octopus with the testicles? I was just saying, who was listening? Tentacles? I'm not filthy. Or maybe. So multiple ways of having touches with them. And then if you add Google remarketing banners on top of this, and then you add YouTube remarketing, which is that, those annoying videos when you go on to try and watch a video on YouTube and then some annoying advertiser like me advertises in front of it and the video comes up. That's these ones. So you can do that with that YouTube video view ad. Sorry, with those YouTube ads. You can do it so if they've hit your website and then they go over to YouTube that they see those. But basically you're creating the perception of, this, where I see you everywhere. And so for only a very, very small ad budget, you can create an amazing brand, perception of your brand, which is, really, really incredible. So you've now seen a whole bunch of different, tools and techniques, but how do we put this together, into a whole architecture so that we win the game? So I've tried to simplify this for you into a bit of a, roadmap. Okay, so Facebook ads, roadmap for success really in 2016. So out of all these things, what order would you approach it? What order would you start with? If you haven't got it, putting Facebook remarketing on your website, that's pretty much a no-brainer. Everyone should have that. If you've got a business website, think about those primary courses of action that you wanted people to take. If you don't have it, you need to solve that problem of how do we set it at $3 a day or whatever, and just start showing ads to people who hit our website. This is going to fill the holes in the bucket, so you're being more efficient with everything else you're doing. Then after that, if you've got some good videos, or you can create some good videos, so these don't need to be very long, just 2 to 3 minutes, whatever, test out some Facebook video view ads. My operations manager, Julia, she's coming to our office on Monday, and we're doing a brainstorming session in the morning of, okay, well, who's our exact target market? And what is it that they really, really want? Okay, and then now, based on what they really, really want, what's 4 subject matters that we could do? It's like 4 subject areas. We're just going to create 4 videos. And then, so say whatever the subject is, now what's sort of 6 or 8 bullets we can put? And we just do it like on, this is how easy we do it. Just yellow Post-it notes, what's our 6 or 8 bullets? Then we'll line up. We use a digital SLR camera with a thing called a 50mm lens, and what it does is it blurs the background behind you and it focuses on you, so it looks like it's been, shot very professionally. We're now up to having a second camera for edits and stuff, but you don't need to do all that. And it can even just be shot with like a new iPhone and that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be amazing. Get some Facebook video view ads out and try and get people linking over to your site. And if it doesn't matter, if you link this up with your remarketing, then you're going to have more people seeing your remarketing ads as well. And then those clicks to website ads, the normal traditional click to website ads, get those working off to your landing pages. If you have a really, really high converting landing page, then you may want to set up the website conversions one. Like my main landing page converts at 42%, so I use the website conversions one. If you've got a low converting offer, you don't really want to do that. You're not going to get good results from it. So that clicks to website, for that type of ad, that's just standard, like what we built before. It's got an image and it's got the text and that kind of stuff. So get that kind of thing happening. And then we spoke about the power of, with your list. If you can take your existing list, upload it into a Facebook custom audience, and then market to your existing list. Remember the rule of 3. So we can start hitting them with more and more medias. If you're doing a product launch, doing anything like that, hit them with email, but also have Facebook ads to your list going together. Those two, it's like a 1 + 1 = 3. It's just very, 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 very powerful, that approach. And then scale it with lookalike audiences. Remember, Facebook is an artificial intelligence engine. It learns about you, but it learns about the other 1.5 billion people it's got as well. Mr. Facebook, please show us more people just like our customers, just like our leads, and let's advertise to them as well. So start to do that, and the idea is keep it running. Don't just turn it on and then turn it off. Have it so that it's set with you could do all that for $20 a day, $10 a day, that kind of thing. Just have it so that it's constantly running. Otherwise, what happens is you'll get periods of leads and then flat, and then periods of leads and then flat. So you just want perpetual motion. And if you have, once people get on your list, if you have good autoresponder in that, I'm going to show you a bit on that coming up, how to make that bit work. So the whole thing coming together just gets so exciting. So you're creating an audience you're saying this is my web leads, this is my database of people, custom audience, and then you're saying, let's create a new campaign or a new ad set, and we're only going to show it to people from our database. And yeah, that works great.
I want to share some stuff with the guys about what's happening in the background right now. And it's
and then what I've got left can be divided into 2 as well. There's making your website more effective, and then there's complementing it with Google AdWords. So I'll go with the flow with you.
It's almost like we're just having a conversation and they're not even there. All right, that sounds good.
Cool.
All right, give Greg a round of applause. That'd be great.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So 45 minutes to launch of the Academy. So I'm getting a bit excited, all right? Got the VAs working on it behind the scenes at the moment. But one of the things that I love about what Greg's talking about is, so retargeting done through Facebook, remarketing done through Google, it's all about setting it, leaving it, and it does the heavy lifting without you. So once you add the pixel into your website, it's basically then saying, show this ad to people who do this. So when Greg talks about testicles, it's funny how me and you find that funny and everybody's like, idiot. we think about our reach. We need to bring people in. All right, so we've got this program now called the Academy, but we need the reach to bring people into the Academy. Okay, so the different ads we are running. We're running 2 video ads. Okay, we did an intro this morning, and then the guys are chopping that intro up, and then showing our 2-minute video that I showed you yesterday, and then we're doing just an outro. The videos are slightly different because one's for my personal Facebook page, and one's for my business Facebook page. All right, the reason I'm sharing this is because there's a lot of strategy that is sat in behind this. This isn't something we just thought of and went, oh, let's do this. Doesn't work like that. All right, so we've got 1 Facebook video, we've got 1 business video. My prediction is that I'm going to get a lot more love here than I'm going to get in here. All right, I'm going to get more likes and shares and comments in here. But this one will also be viewed, but it won't get as much engagement. And then we're also running we're going to do it through LinkedIn as well. So then we're going to hit so obviously, what's the big difference between Facebook and LinkedIn? Who can tell me? The audience, right? Because in Facebook, it's more social, and in LinkedIn, it's more business, right? So we're getting the people in here who know and like me, and then we're getting the people in here that would think about doing business with us, all right? The good thing about the Academy is it's global. Not even national, it's global. But most people in here are within Australia. So then we're hosting our video on YouTube. All right. It's actually not going to be tagged as well as what Josh would like me to have that tagged, but it will be. And then we're also sending out, well, there's actually 2 emails. There's our VIP email, which is going to come straight to the VIPs at 12:30 on the dot, with a username and password. But then we've got another list called our B4B prospects. And they're going to get a separate email. Hi, insert name. Whatever the rest is. I can't remember. All right. So we've got 6 sort of arms out there at the moment. Okay. So where are all these leading to? Right. The Academy website. The homepage. The whole purpose is to get them to land here. Right? Because then I think we've engaged with them. All right? Our reach is going out to a lot of different people. But everything we're doing is coming back into here. Once they get to the website, that's when we trigger our retargeting and our remarketing. So we've inserted code onto the website. Facebook give you the retargeting code, like Greg was talking about. They give you the code. And then you just embed that, or you get your web developer to embed that onto your website. And basically it's a trigger. Basically says to Facebook, when somebody does this, show them this. So when anybody, don't try and understand how it works. How does a phone work? I don't know. I just know that it does. Right. So don't try and understand the mechanics of it. When somebody lands on that website, as soon as they land there, they're going to see our ads in Facebook. All right, if they do not join up on our website, we want to continue the conversation because Greg Cassar has just told us that 95% of people who land on our website do not do what we want them to do. It'd be great if they did, but they won't. So we need to stalk them. I mean, follow them. I mean, chase. I mean, you know what I mean. We need to continue the conversation so that if there was a reason they didn't sign up with us then, it's just giving more value. And perhaps they might then come back. They won't all come back. But But if we can get 20% of those 95% to then see our ad and go, that's right, I was going to do that thing, but I didn't. That makes sense, right? You get 10%, it's worth it. I think we've set that at $4 a day, something like that. And then we've created a series of ads in Google so that triggers when they visit our website, they will see our ads on certain websites around Google. So if you Google in, so even if you go into things like eBay, you might see an ad for the Academy. So it positions ourselves nicely because they think, wow, they must have a stack of money because we're seeing their ad on this platform. So this is a little bit more advanced stuff, but this is how our campaign is going to run. And I want you to ask me a stack of questions about this because anybody can do this. This is the home page, which is basically a landing page. There's absolutely, you look at the home page of the Academy, there's nothing else you can do. You can get off it, you can sign in if you're an existing member, or you can join if you're not a member. That's it. There's no about us, there's no contact us. It is really, really simple. I am going to assume to a certain level that they will know about Breakthrough for Business, which is a little bit possibly arrogant. I don't know. I just wanted it as a landing page. Yeah, because I think when you then start to go about us, contact us, all of a sudden there's different things on there. And I just, you know what? I might be wrong. We'll test it. And if it feels like that we're not creating enough trust in that, and then we're getting people land on it and then jump off, that is a trigger for us to then say we need to do something different. One of the options that I had with the video was to be me. Hi, this is Stephen Dixon from Breakthrough for Business and welcome to the Academy. All right, but we didn't do that. We went with a PowerTunes video. So we'll also test that. If that's not working, then maybe we need to split test it. We'll create 2 home pages and just go there and there and see if it works better with my head on it rather than a cartoon character. I think the large portion of people who will actually get the Academy are in this space. Yeah, so we're going to play our percentages. You're right. We will with some because we're not doing an offline strategy through newspaper, radio, TV. But you know what? We're going to get most everyone. And that's where our core focus will always be in that space. And that means we're not diluting our attention by trying to do lots of different things. Particularly all I did was sat down and thought, well, how am I going to get the maximum amount of people that I have a reach to through LinkedIn or Facebook? YouTube, probably not so much. We'll see how that goes. And our database, our email database in here. These are people that know me at some level. Definitely in Facebook. They know me, I don't know them, a lot of people. Same thing in our business. LinkedIn, same sort of thing. Yeah, so we're connected. So basically I just sat down and said, well, how do I just get all of these people to want to come to this website? So the 4 big channels for me were Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and our database, our email database using Ontraport. And then I just basically drew the boxes and then just filled in the gaps. What do I need to do? Well, what do I need to say? So when you say the copy, I thought about the machine that we've built. And the machine that we've built has been around my experience and journey in business. But it's also been spending time with you guys, listening to questions you've asked and what would benefit you guys. So just how to help you guys. Like what I was saying before, it's all about how do you help people in the quickest way possible. So let me know if I'm going off track. But all I did was just had those 1, 2, sort of 3, 4, and then just write, okay, now all in my mind was I just need to get people to the website. All right, you'll notice in my personal Facebook video that you'll see at 12:30, I do that. I'm a pretty emotional bloke, hey. When you get to, I'll drop my kids off and I'll look at my daughter and I'll almost start crying sometimes just because I am an emotional person. So you'll notice on my personal Facebook page that it is about I've been building this thing and I want to share it with my Facebook friends, and you're my Facebook friends, and this is it. It's taken us 10 months to build this thing out, and then we go into the intro video. And then, but I do finish off with, if you're keen, go to the website. The Facebook for the business one is a little bit more, hey, it's Stephen Dixon from Breakthrough for Build, professional face on. LinkedIn, professional face on. And then the emails are all about, I've got this thing. And I want you guys, and I want to help you to get from there to there. And we talk about how it's going to help, the 3 biggest problems and how it helps. And then we've got a solution. So just moving on, because I want you guys to maybe spend a little bit of time thinking about this as well. So we've got the thing, the body, as Greg would say, of the octopus. We work backwards of there because we want to lead people into here. But then to continue the conversation, we need to just do a little bit of ninja stuff underneath it to keep tracking people, to bring them back up. It is just a landing page. You can either click off, sign in, or join now. There's your 3 options. We're going to test it. If I'm finding there's lots of clicks off, we'll look at the video, we'll look at a lead magnet. But we've got lead magnets we can chuck up there. We've got the $1 million map. We got other stuff. I don't know. It just looks really clean. Wait till you see it. I think it's neat. But then again, we can just measure it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The reason we create a lead magnet is to capture people's details and send them into our database. All right, so that's quite an obvious one now. So almost what we're testing now is we're still going to communicate with them, but we're just going to do it in a different way. They're not going to get our emails, but they are going to see our ads. So essentially, as long as we get them to our website, we can still talk to them. Maybe it's not through an email, though. Maybe it's just through Facebook ads. If you want to work on this afternoon, we're just going to set aside time to actually start thinking about how can this work for you. Think about where do you want people to go, and then work backwards into here, and then we can work forwards into retargeting and remarketing.